Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with my April 2020 media pickups video. So this is going to be all of the movies and video games I grabbed in the month of April. If you are interested in what books I grabbed last month, definitely check out my April book haul. It is a bit of a unique one in that it's lighter than I normally talk about, and two, it's almost exclusively audiobooks. So if that interests you, definitely check it out. I'll try to remember to link it in whichever corner it is that it goes in, so that it's easy for you guys to access if you are interested in checking that one out. Today, though, I have a boatload of movies and video games to talk about, and I will go in that order. I'll start with movies, then talk about video games, but this one's probably going to be a lengthy one, so buckle up, and let's dive right in. Starting off with movies, I have 10 4K movies to talk about that I grabbed last month, so all of these share a couple, actually, common themes. One, they're 4K. Two, they're steelbooks, and three, they're Disney. I guess four, I bought them all from Best Buy. Because if you've been paying attention to the sales that Best Buy's been having these past few weeks now, really ever since we got into the lockdown situation, they've been putting their Disney steelbooks on sale for anywhere as low as $8 up to about $15. So these are really ridiculously good prices for the 4K releases, and you get the cool packaging with the steelbook casings. Now, I will say, I used to collect steelbooks back when, but I stopped, and I really have no interest in collecting steelbooks anymore, mostly because of the fact that they tend to cost about $5 more now, which is just ridiculous to me. I'm not going to pay $5 more for a package that's going to sit up here just like these, and, you know, even if it was on its sitting upright, it doesn't matter. Like, it's still just sitting there, and all I'm looking at is the spine 99.9% of the time, so I'm not going to pay $5 more for that, generally speaking. Obviously, there are always exceptions, but the reason I grabbed all these in the steelbook is simply because they were on sale. It was the cheapest way to acquire these 4K movies. I will mention before I start showing these that one of my rules, and I say rules very lightly, it's more of a guideline than anything, is with my 4K collection, I want to try to double dip as little as possible. Now that said, if I do own a movie on 4K, like one of the movies in a series, I'd like to own the complete series on 4K if it's possible. I typically will try to wait until something's cheaper though, if it's something I already own on Blu-ray. And that's really what happened here. So with some of these, specifically this first trilogy I'm going to talk about, which is now a quadrilogy, of course, with Toy Story 4. But we have Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. So some of you might know, I bought Toy Story 3 back in, I don't know, a couple months ago. It was like $5 from used on 4K from Disc Replay, so I grabbed it. It was the standard edition. It was not the Steelbook edition. And so I have Toy Story 4 on 4K and it's a Steelbook edition, because of the fact that it was the cheapest way to get it. It was on sale at Amazon after the holidays, and so that was the cheapest way to get that movie, and so I grabbed it. Even though, like I said, I don't typically collect 4K. But I had Toy Story 4 in Steelbook. I had Toy Story 3 not. I own this whole series, of course. So technically, I bought Toy Story 3 on Blu-ray, on 4K, and then again in 4K Steelbook. But whatever, it's okay. It was like $8 or $10 or something, so it was really cheap. But that said, now I have Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4, so the complete series, not only in 4K, but in 4K Steelbook. So that's pretty ridiculous, but that's what I do sometimes. So you can see the covers here. They look pretty cool. I will mention some of these are not opened, and some of these I did have to open. I try to keep this on, though, until I actually watch it, just because I want to know, like, runtime and things easily. But some of these came pretty not great. Like this one had a disc that was loose, and so I wanted to make sure that everything was okay in it. Another one just was real messed up at the top, you can kind of see, and so I wanted to make sure there's no damage to it, which there wasn't. And then the ones that are unopened are just the ones that came fine. I have another one I'll talk about in a few minutes that I had to open because of the, I'll show it when we get there. The next two I want to talk about are also, I own one of them on Blu-ray, and I've actually never even seen the second one, and I don't own it, period. So I decided, you know what, if I'm going to grab Finding Dory, because I haven't seen it on 4K Steelbook, well, you better grab Finding Nemo on 4K Steelbook as well. So I grabbed both of the Finding, I don't know what you call it, the Finding series, I guess. I love Finding Nemo. I think it's an absolutely hilarious movie that's super cute. I love Ellen in it, and Finding Dory stars Dory, obviously, and so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun too. And finally, from these first 7 that I bought all at the same time on the same day from the same sale was the Wreck-It Ralph movies. So I love Wreck-It Ralph. Not only do I love the movie, but look at this steelbook. It's probably the most gorgeous steelbook out of the ones I bought from this sale. Like, it's beautiful. Absolutely love it. So, and then I bought Ralph Breaks the Internet, which you can probably see, quite upset when I bought this one. You see that? Can you see that? I don't know if it's making it out real well on film, but it's all messed up. It was definitely crunched right here. I tried pushing it back. It's not really going. You know, I could have returned it, but it's because we're going through this pandemic, and so I don't really want to return items if I don't have to. I want to stay in as much as possible, so I'm just not dealing with it. I'm just going to hold on to it, move on. The discs inside are totally fine, so nothing wrong with those, but yeah, I'm excited. I've actually not seen Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is ridiculous because of how much I loved Wreck-It Ralph. I really need to watch the sequel, but I'm really excited to dive into these two on 4K. I just imagine they're going to look really immaculate, so I'm super excited to see how they look. But Wreck-It Ralph, which is probably the best looking steelbook I grabbed in this video, and then Ralph Breaks the Internet, its sequel. Again, 4K steelbooks for less than 50. I think Wreck-It Ralph was 15, and that was the most out of this purchase, so out of these 7 I've showed. And then Ralph Breaks the Internet was only 10, so really cheap. Can't pass that up. And then a few weeks later, Best Buy had another sale, and so I decided to grab a few more. Another one, actually all 3 of these are ones I have not seen. So Inside Out was the first one I grabbed. I've always heard really good things about this one, so wanted to check it out. My wife really enjoys it as well, so figured I'd try it. Ratatouille is one that I've been wanting to see for so long, and just for whatever reason, it's always escaped me. I always hear it's one of the more underrated Pixar films, so we'll see. Hopefully I enjoy this one. I imagine I will, but another one with really good cover art, or steelbook art. And then Big Hero 6. This is another one. Have not seen. Really excited to watch this one. Heard nothing but great things about this. I really need to get caught up on my Disney. I'm so far behind, like it's ridiculous, but whatever. My wife's seen most of these. She really loves them. So if nothing else, even if I don't like them, she will like them. And more importantly, my daughter, as she grows older, I'm sure she's going to love these. So that is all of the movies I grabbed. 10 4K steelbooks for, like I said, under $15 for each. I think 15 was the max I paid for Wreck-It Ralph, and then everything else was 10 or less. So really good deal. Definitely pay attention to Best Buy over the coming weeks if you are interested in picking up some of these steelbooks. I'm guessing it might have to do with the fact that Disney Plus is out now, so these might not be selling as well. And so I'm guessing that might have a reason, or might be part of the reason why these are so cheap, but I don't know. That's just speculation on my end. Either way, I know all these are available, and many of them in 4K on Disney Plus, but at least for me, I don't know about you, but for me, you cannot get the same picture quality streaming 4K or UHD that you can with the disc. And so I want my 4K on disc, which is why I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Skywalker saga shows up on my doorstep on my birthday this year. We're going to see. I've been dropping hints like mad, and I say dropping hints. I've been putting the link to it in our family group text over and over again, so they know that this is what I want for my birthday. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. So those are going to be all the movies I picked up. Now let's jump over to the video game side of things. To say I went a little overboard with the video game purchasing this month would be a vast understatement. And it all starts back in the very beginning of the month. It was either like the first, second, or third. I don't know. It was sometime very early in the month, the first week. And GameStop had a deal of the day, and it was the PlayStation VR. Now, I told myself, you know, I've been looking at this for a number of years now. I decided that I didn't have a space that was designed well enough to fit the PSVR. So it was just decided I wasn't getting it. We weren't going to do it. Just move on. But then you think about it some more, you read more about it, it's like, oh, it can work in very small spaces, blah, blah, blah. How well can it work? I don't know, but I don't know. It pops up as a deal of the day. $99.99 for the headset. This is a refurbished headset. And then, of course, you would have to get the camera. Well, I already have the camera, so there's that. So that saves me about $40, $50, whatever the camera costs. But you also have to get the Move controllers. Now, I say have to. You do not at all have to have the Move controllers for the PSVR. But everything I was reading was saying, hey, if you want the full VR experience, then get the Move controllers, because there's games that need it to really get the immersion that you're looking for in VR. So I figured, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I'm going whole hog. I want it all if I'm doing it. So I talked to my wife. It was bright and early in the morning. She was on her way to work. I'm, pacing around the house right before I start working. I'm like, do I want this? Do I not? Talking with her, we decided, you know what? Let's do it. Like, who cares? It's on sale. It's going to save me about $100 to $150 if I were to buy it new. Let's just do it. Like, we've always enjoyed the like cheap VR headsets that we've always played with in the past. So give the PSVR a shot. Let's do it. We did it. I had to pick it up. I did a curbside pickup, so I actually got it later that day, and I was just blown away from the very first night. Like, the PSVR is so much fun. It's just so cool. The immersion is spectacular. There is a underwater, like, I don't know what you call it, like you're in a shark tank basically, and you're going underwater. And I was just, my heart was pounding. You're looking all around you, 360 degrees. And it was just so tense and so much fun. When I was done, I immediately was like, yes, that alone was worth the cost of admission. It was so cool. And then I've been playing, a number of games since then. Of course, because I am who I am, I bought a ridiculous amount of PSVR games, which frankly, looking through these, I haven't actually played any of these yet. I have only played the ones that I've downloaded. So I game share with my buddy. And so any games that he has, which he's had the VR for a couple of years now, so any games he has digitally, I can download and play on my system. And so all of these, I still have to dive into. But let's talk about those first, since I'm talking about the VR right now. Let's talk about the games I grabbed for it. So I'll go in the order that I purchased these. So my very first purchase, I did a buy two, get two free sale. So I was looking for games that were $9.99 or less in order to do the buy two, get two free sale on GameStop. So 3 of them I'll talk about now. Another one, well, I might as well talk about now because no one's going to really care about it because it's a sports game, but WWE 2K16 for the PS4. I do own this on Xbox One thanks to Games with Gold, but I wanted the physical copy of it, so I have it now, and I figured since I already have that one on Xbox, grab this one on PS4. So WWE 2K16 on PS4 was the first of those 4 games I grabbed in the buy two, get two. The other 3 were VR games. So first up is The Inpatient, which is I don't know if it's a sequel or if it's in the same world. I believe it's at least set in the same world as Until Dawn. I know it's made by the same people of Until Dawn. And I loved Until Dawn. My wife loved watching me play Until Dawn, so we are really excited to try this one out. She will probably watch as opposed to play just because of her. She's not a big horror fan, so she'll probably watch, but really excited to try that one out. Next up is Riggs, Mechanized Combat League. So this is, from what I can tell, like a mix of a sports league game and a combat game, like a first-person shooter. So this one should be pretty fun. I love the Combat League idea, and I've read really good things about the VR with this, so excited to try this one. I've heard that the tutorial is really bad and kind of long, but once you get past that, then you'll probably enjoy it. So grabbed that one. And then finally, from the first buy two, get two free sale I bought was Farpoint. So this is another one I've read good things about. So basically what I did is went on GameStop.com and sorted by pre-owned and PSVR, and then $9.99 or less. And so my options were limited, but I think the ones that I was able to grab, I hear at least, are pretty good. So excited to actually try these out. This one is Farpoint, which is another first-person shooter. So this one should be really fun. Hopefully it's like a Halo in VR. That's pretty much what I'm hoping for. So we'll see how it goes. Moving from the buy two, get two free sale, I also grabbed one of the deal of the days, and that was the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. So this one was down to $20 as a deal of the day, and this actually caused me some headache because I ordered it as like an in-store pickup, and then the order got canceled the next day. I had to call to find out why. I was on hold for literally 2 hours and 45 minutes before I got this resolved. Basically what happened was the store I was trying to get it from didn't have it, and so rather than calling me and letting me know, hey, do you want to try somewhere else? They just canceled it. And so I had to call online, and they were able to price match it and ship it out to me for free. So Skyrim, everyone likes Skyrim. I played this a long time ago, back when it was new on the Xbox 360. So this should be pretty interesting. I'm really interested to see how it looks in VR with all these dragons and just the craziness of it. So it should be a lot of fun. So Skyrim VR on the PS4. This was the only one I bought new, which I actually opened it because the disc was shaking inside, which that's just the way it goes lately, I guess. But this is Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul. So this is one that Chris has been raving about. He really enjoyed it. He also has the VR, of course. And so I'm excited to dive in. I love the Paranormal Activity movie franchise, and so I'm sure this one's going to be pretty fun. So Paranormal Paranormal Activity, The Lost Souls. And then the final 3 games I bought was while GameStop was having a buy 2, get 1 free sale. And so I figured, you know what, I want to take advantage of this and I want some more VR. So what am I going to grab? First one I grabbed is a sports game. Yay! Creed Rise to Glory. So this is a boxing game that I've read really good things about. It's actually supposed to give you quite a workout. So it might be short, it might be pretty easy, but both things are fine by me. So I'm just looking for something that might help me move a little bit more with my VR, and I think this is the one to do that. So Creed Rise to Glory. The next one I grabbed is going to go down as genuinely the most disgusting used game I've ever received from GameStop. Like I don't know if it's coffee stains or pop stains or what, but it's brown and gross. Ugh. I took everything out, wiped it all down so it was clean as best I could, but it's still just disgusting. But anyway, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. This is one that I have purchased digitally on Xbox One. I think I paid like $3 for it or something ridiculously low. And so I didn't mind repurchasing it on PlayStation 4 so I can get the VR mode. So this one should be a lot of fun. Another one I've heard great things about. So Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. And the last VR game I picked up, and the last one from that buy 2 get 1 free sale, is the game that I've heard the best things about. This is one of the highest rated VR games that I've been able to find. And it's Sorrento VR. At least that's how I'm saying it. Sairento VR. So this one is a first-person game where you have swordplay, and I believe there might even be guns in this as well. I guess I don't know for sure, but yeah, it looks like it has bullet time, so I'm sure it has guns. But this one should be a blast. I'm really excited to dive into this one just because of all the positive things I've been hearing about it. So Sorrento on PSVR. So that was the buy 2 get 1 free sale, and these were all under $20. I think they were all $16.99. So that's the reason I grabbed these 3. So Creed Rise to Glory, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Sorrento VR from that part of the sale. And that's going to conclude all of the VR games I bought. So now I own 8. I own 8 VR games physically. So that's really cool. I'm excited to talk about these hopefully in my May wrap up, because I hope to get to a lot of these this month. So PlayStation VR is now a part of the household here, and I'm really excited to spend even more time with it than I did in the month of April. All right, so moving on from the PlayStation VR, I grabbed a couple Xbox One games as well. This one is Ghost Recon Wildlands. I apologize, it's a fake case, which annoys me, but especially with a game this new, but whatever. It is what it is. You can't be choosy in times like this. So Ghost Recon Wildlands, this was on sale for, I believe it was like $16.99 on a deal of the day from GameStop. So I grabbed that one. And another one I grabbed was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Honestly, I might have talked about this one last month. I don't remember, but I don't believe I did because I don't think it came in yet. But anyway, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So this was the game that I spent more than $20 on. So that meant I had to play for at least 3 hours, 3 games first. And so I did that, and then this is my gift to myself, I guess. I had an Amazon credit for $20 that was about to expire, and Assassin's Creed, I don't know why I keep saying that, but Animal Crossing's New Horizons was not going to be available for shipping until like mid-May, so I said, forget that, let's just buy this one. This is one I've been wanting to play. So Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, never been a huge Smash Bros. Fan, but I've just kind of bought into the hype lately and really wanted to give it a shot, so grabbed this one on the Switch. Another one I grabbed on the Switch, and this is actually breaking the from order of purchase rule, and this one is technically a May purchase, but since I picked it up before I filmed this video, I wanted to talk about it, and this is Mutant League Football for the Nintendo Switch. I have nothing to show you. It's actually upstairs in my Switch case at this point, but another fake case, so maybe I'll put the real case up here, but Mutant League Football is a remake of the SNES game and Genesis game, and I'm not a huge arcade sports fan like what these games would be, but it's a sports title. I love sports games, obviously, as I've talked about probably every time I've done one of these videos, so I really wanted to check it out, and I ended up getting it for $8, so the price was right, so I decided to give it a shot and see how I like it compared to some of the other games, and having a sports game on my Switch, yes, yes, please. I'm going to take advantage of that. So for $8, I grabbed Mutant League Football on the Switch. All right, we got 6 more games to talk about, and I bought these in 2 separate sales. So they had a sale at GameStop, which I think all of these were from GameStop, which is crazy. I don't shop there too terribly often, but apparently during this pandemic, I'm just going GameStop crazy. But either way, they had a like be a pro for a day sale or whatever. So it's like you have their pro membership for a day was the point. And I grabbed, first off, I'll talk about Darksiders 3 on Xbox One. This was another one that was opened. It had the sticker on the side, which I just hate. So I didn't actually take the saran wrap off, but whatever. It's Darksiders 3. I paid $5 for it, so I can't complain too much. But next up was FIFA 20, another sports game, which I am super excited to own. So now I own Pro Evolution Soccer 20 and FIFA 20. So I have both of the soccer games that released in 2019. So this one, you know, it's FIFA. What's there to say about it? If you like soccer, you'll probably like it. If you don't, you probably won't. I ended up paying $20 for this one. It was on sale, so that's awesome in my book. As I was pulling the final 4 over to talk about, I realized that no, not everything I bought was from GameStop last month. These 4 were a deal of the day thanks to Best Buy. So all of these, I only paid $8 each for. That's ridiculous. And they're all new and they all have their shrink wrap, so thank you, Best Buy. But first up, I'll talk about is the only PS4 game left, and that is Middle-earth Shadow of War. So I earned Shadow of Mordor on the PS4, which is the reason I grabbed Shadow of War on the PS4. Now, that said, I've never played the first one. Obviously, I've never played this one. I've never even seen the Lord of the Rings movies. I know, it's ridiculous, but I tried watching the first one once, like right after I graduated high school. My buddy was obsessed with them. I fell asleep, and then I just never went back to it. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in it, so I need to watch that film series, which I feel like it's something I plan to do eventually. I've owned there's a box set way above there you can't see. I've owned it for, I mean, years and years now, and I still just haven't watched it, but that's what I do. So anyway, Middle-earth Shadow of War. Like I said, $8. I figured I would complete my Middle-earth collection on PS4 because why not for $8? So next up is one that is on the Xbox Game Pass, but as we all know, the Game Pass games tend to rotate quite a bit, so that will probably leave eventually, by the time I get to it at least. And so I did grab Vampire, or Vampire, I guess I don't know how you'd say it, but I grabbed Vampire, I'm going to call it Vampire. I grabbed Vampire on Xbox One. This one I've heard mixed things about, but I like the premise. I think the premise is pretty cool, and I hear it has a pretty good story, even if the gameplay is a little bit bugged and a little bit glitchy. So hopefully I'll enjoy this one once I get to it. And again, for $8, I'm not too worried about it. And actually, I paid less than $8 for these because I had a $5 reward certificate that I used as well. So I think I only paid like $26 in change after taxes for all of these, so less than $8 on each of these, which is just a fantastic deal. So decided to grab Vampire. Next up is one that I'm actually skipping, like the middle one. I have Tomb Raider, but I don't have the whatever the second one was called. I forget now, but then I have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So this is the newest of the Tomb Raider games, and I've not played any of the reboot series whatsoever, but I've heard that they're pretty fun, so I figured for the $8 I'd give it a shot. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And last but certainly not least is one that, for whatever reason, I've been interested in playing since I saw like the first trailers for it. I'm not a fighting game fan at all. I don't watch the show that this game is based off of. I've never even seen an episode of it, but the fighting looks so much fun for whatever reason, so I decided to grab it for $8. Dragon Ball Fighters, or yeah, I can't even say it. I don't know if it's Fighter Z or Fighters. I always say Fighters, but correct me in the comments below on what it's actually called. But Dragon Ball Fighters for the Xbox One. This is one that, again, never seen an episode of Dragon Ball. Don't typically play fighting games, but for whatever reason, I just had to try it. Like, it looks fun. Look how colorful it looks. It looks like it's going to be fun. For the low price I paid, why not give it a shot if I was interested in it? So I did. I pulled the trigger. So the last one from that sale was Dragon Ball Fighters on the Xbox One. And then pulling all of the sale items together. Again, all of these are from Best Buy. They were marked down to like $7.99. So I grabbed Vampire, Shadow of War, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Really good deal. Like I said, I paid like $26 and change after my $5 reward certificate for all these, so you can't beat that deal. That's awesome. All right, so that's going to do it for all of the movies and video games I picked up last month. It was a pretty big haul. I'm really excited about it, as I probably said 700 times in this video, but that's just what you do when you have pickup videos, I guess. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube, and if not, thank you anyway for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you pick up last month? What movies, what video games, what books, what music, anything. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to have more of a conversation with you guys down there. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.